Hey guys, how's it going? MC Fire here once again, coming at you 4 minutes before market open. This is a couple days after April Fools, when no one is out here playing. And that is for sure. The market is reeling, absolutely crushing it to the downside as of today. We'll take a the SPY. As you can see, once we get this out of the way here, we'll mute that. But really to the downside. This was the close essentially, and this is essentially where bid and ask is currently real time, 4 minutes before the open. So a insane drop here. We'll go ahead and zoom in on the action. Remember, we said that it could get down to 460. We're also looking at it from a weekly perspective of 460 being roughly where 3 ATR kind of is. We were expecting it to get, and I kind of told you guys that it could get down to 360. Roughly looking for it to pull down to 3 ATR, which is a little bit lower than that, like 451. So from 460 down to 451 is a long way, but I definitely could see that considering how far we've dropped so far. And we'll see kind of how the open went. Remember yesterday, it kind of gap filled, but immediately the sellers are had that thrust to the downside after hours, immediately after market close. So getting a lot of people trapped long here. They're going to be looking to unwind the positions. People are going to be looking to take some profits from this after hours trade. Really just almost robbing the market. That's how I would say. Now, the Department of Government Efficiency, uh, the new External Revenue Services, is had launched yesterday, and so this is kind of the answer. The cash session thinks it's a great idea. The aftermarket session thinks it's a horrible idea, right? So, and I'm not saying that that's all that's going on, but when you compare that to let's say 6J, 6E, everyone else, right, in the Forex world is green relative to, you see all these guys up here, green relative to where we are. You see the US market on all cylinders, even Bitcoin, Ethereum is down. Even gold is down around roughly 2%. So something to take into account there. This trade war as it really kicks off and goes into full steam. Uh, to note, we have a play in a charter communications, and that actually did take a little bit of a hit as well, I believe, after hours. But really thrust it to the upside yesterday. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens today, right? Nice. If you look at it on this weekly here, this is the arrow we bought. Nice push initially before we make a decision. We'll see what we get. But peeling off potentially $9 or even pushing a little bit more could be what we'll see here in the near future. We've got some in plays, but they're not really nothing of note. You see them there: Tesla, PCG, Mo, the 6J, 6E, and then if you look down here, CACI. That's really the biggest one that dropped. Defense contractor there, nice pop though. So nice drop here. 3 ATR will be good buys. Remember, we take our strategic buys typically on 3 ATR, 3 ATR, or trend changes. Or of course you get an outside candle wash and like a good area like off support somewhere in limbo. So that's kind of where we're looking for if we're averaging in and averaging at the lows. You also got the Trump coin, kind of selling off a little bit today. So there it is. Rivian also in play. Nothing of note. Kind of trading water, and Tesla is the biggest one. The market just opened, and yeah, essentially popping 3 ATR and then kind of pushing off of that. So let's go. The market just opened. Let's see how the market reacts to this shock of a downside in the open. Remember, we are watching. We're trying to learn, live and learn, to get ready for some we'll go futures trading potentially, and we gotta want to watch the market in the morning. But wanted to bring you this live and in color, live news, because yeah, this is. I mean, the market really is news when you think about it. everything and how people react to certain data, certain news, and they vote with their wallets, right? So it's ASML is marked at or below. So we can take a look at that. We want to kind of watch cues for a little bit. We'll hop over there really, really quick. But overall, really, we kind of want to stay on this chart today and see what is going to be the overall demeanor of the market so far. So even with the sell-off down here to 540, um, into the 454, excuse me, uh, you know, that as low as it went is 454.17. We were looking for 451 ish. But you can see the green is up at VWAP. Nice buying here. Potentially, people might see it as a gap fill. I'm more looking for a test of this level and a rejection, because I'm not seeing. You had your opportunity to buy yesterday with the fill of the gap, and then sellers come in and absolutely thrash that in spades. You also see this kind of come in play here. So the result is big money has basically said, um, we're not liking this Terra 4 off the rip. So essentially, we're going to try to see if we can maybe even the two theories are we either get above here, test, and try to close the gap, or at least get halfway to close that gap, or we get up here and get rejected, right? 460, 460 and a half is really big money. That's what we're looking for. So out the gate, nice push, little 1/3 pull back in that push. And probably going to see some continuation up to 2 standard deviations, at least trying to get back to 260 is probably what would happen there. Go look at ASML real quick. Yeah, it's going to push. All right, ASML getting below a certain level. Um, getting back to this support level here, who's going to watch ASML a little bit. Kind of more of an if then. If it gets down here, then what are you going to do, right? So for us, if it goes, it's in a downtrend clearly, and let's go look at the daily for ASML. No really opportunity to kind of take that push to the downside, at least with our edge. But really, this is just in a good spot to buy, right? ASML, I've been looking to get into ASML. We do want to wait for the 3 ATR. We're kind of waiting for that on something like this. So it's kind of trading water a little bit. So this would be actually a decent spot to get in. And you could put a tight stop there to protect yourself if it goes any lower, right? Because if it goes this low, you put your stop and you catch it at 3 ATR where you want it. Or you just wait for 3 ATR like you wanted to. So with the way things are going, I kind of want to wait. The way things are going, just kind of wait and see there. We'll look at charter since we're in that. It is down, but not by much. See, and that's kind of really really good when you see a drop like today, and some of the plays that you're in. Remember, I kind of commented on Philip Morris previously. Is something like, hey, this thing is absolutely just chugging along. Charter is doing its own thing. Yeah, it'll take a little bit of a hit, but uptrend over the last couple of days. Even though the market has been really really feeling heavy over the last couple of days. So the setup is still in play, and we're just going to let it ride for a little bit. We have it for 3 weeks. But remember, these plays are 2 days to 3 weeks. So we're kind of in that second day area. Hopefully, we get up to the first sign of danger. We can kind of roll it. But if you notice, making higher lows and almost setting up to like could be a early ascending triangle. Nice little hammer off this level, and it's slightly pushing. So we're going to watch that a little bit more. We're in that, watching for a break above that 385.14 level, and then we'll go ahead and roll it to the upside, take some profit off the table there. Yeah, but right now, just watching the cues. Remember, we did take that nice reversion to the mean trade, getting out flawlessly. before a nasty drop, and you're seeing the pain kind of step in there. But we are not there for that. We are there for the rally. We caught the rally obviously with our setup. Caught the rally, sell, 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 sell. Right, the first cross above was here after a major selling off. Right, there's got to be some reversion to the mean. Typically, that's around the 8 period moving average. It's kind of what we pick it. We'll also get a look at UNP here in a second. But yeah, nice push into the 8 period moving average, almost immediately rejected. It's like the market was just waiting in a combination of this level here. But yeah, there might be some gap fill, but we'll watch to see if it tests this level on the Qs. Union Pacific, we'll pull that up here. Let's shout out Union Pacific, crossing below here to the downside. That's where we could look. There's some gap risk. So even though a peekaboo below, and that is a setup here, we're bringing up on the weekly here. That is potentially a setup. You could get always down to this pivot level there, or even take the actual major at 218.87. This is for UNP, Union Pacific. Um, Seeing this even on the weekly, you look at that just in a couple of days, pushed up and is getting rejected. So we'll wait for potentially that gap fill risk to be accomplished. You can almost say go halfway or full way, but we'll put an alert on both ends of this since it peekabooed above or peekaboo below where we want to get in, kind of trigger wise. We'll put it back because it's already kind of bouncing up a little bit, and we're also put in a alert for if it goes kind of roughly above, if it closes a gap. If it closes the gap, the likelihood of it continuing probably is low, but there's gap risk here. So we could probably potentially get a really good fill to the downside if we can fill that gap and just get that out of the way and then take the rest of the downside. Kind of increasing our risk to reward. Essentially, our risk would be up here. We take the buy here because it triggered, and then stop out at the high. Once it fills the gap, we'll be looking for it to kind of continue to the downside. The pound is already in play this morning. So shout out to 6B. Seeing 6B rally off the news of these tariff wars. I guess the rest of the world's economies are loving this. There's charter. We're gonna go ahead and roll that. So nice push from there. And so all we do here is we come to our monitor tab here, and we'll close this and get some more real estate. We'll go over here and we'll say, listen, it's up a good amount, and we'll go ahead and create a rolling order. And we'll see what we can do as regards to rolling this puppy up. A couple strikes. We could roll it up to 385. Yeah, we could do that. We could do that. We could do that. Let's do that. 385. How many strikes? One, two. One, two. So 430, 385, 430. And we're not rolling for time, so we'll just keep it at 25 April. Here we go. Yep, and the roll has been accomplished. So more money in the piggy bank for us, and we got a new roll at 385. Not too bad. It's kind of out of the money, but at this point we want to take a lot of heat off the table there for ourselves, and that's good. So it kind of piggy boot up there, got up there, and then we executed that. So we'll go ahead and put the roll there. It really did kind of spike up there and sell off, which is fine. It's good enough for us. Oops. Boom. And oh, it needs to be light bright. It needs to be lighter. It's really for timing and for purpose, right? Where did we decide to go ahead and take the roll in the time that we executed it, right? It's more for executions because the strikes are going to be the strikes. They either get hit or they don't, right? So a shout out to Carter Communications, Charter Communications, excuse me, and nice move from here to here. We look at it on the big boy chart. Um, Weekly new uptrend, nice little pullback to test with the hammer doji and the push, even though the rest of the market is um, reeling to the downside. We can go look at that right now. We go back and look at that because this kind of is on autopilot, right? The swing trade is on autopilot. No need to do anything here. Yep. So there's that test, and right now we're getting rejection. Nothing necessarily on the nothing necessarily on the Hall moving average. So pulling back the VWAP isn't necessarily what we're looking for, but we do see these outsized candles to the upside. And it's this one candle so far is watch these two. So if we can close below those two, it would be a concern. Respecting this 460.53 level that's in our dual hypothesis, right? Uh, the two theories are it closes a gap or at least halfway fills a gap with the gap risk there, obviously, or we get to this level, which we have already done, and we get rejected, which it looks like we are currently doing. Getting rejected all the way down to where we are waiting for a purchase at 451, right? Full rotation down, even potentially tapping those lows again for a third time. I would imagine that yes, it tested this level twice in the after hour session, but it hasn't tested that level in the cash session. So I would expect it to test that level in the cash session, potentially break that. UNP also just broke to the downside again. XLP broke to the upside. We'll go look at that. When you see things like that break it to the upside, um, what is this? Consumer staples having a nice pop. Consumer staples having a nice pop, right? The market is really reacting. Consumer staples. I saw an analyst today saying consumer staples was going to get hammered. It did, and then it's popping. So you're seeing real sector rotation here into consumer staples real time, live, right? Nice pop there. Get alert there for consumer staples. Let's go over the daily and take a look at what's going on transpiring there. Right, getting up to this level in the uptrend, I wanted to see if it got back into this rotational zone because this analyst said that consumer staples was going to take a hit, and I when I watched it, I was like, no, I don't agree. I think that consumer staples is going to be just fine. Let me see if I can go to the analysis tool for consumer staples. Yeah, here we go. So consumer staples has it's weighted, and I mean you're looking at what it has in its top holdings. Let me see if I can bring these out or move this over somewhat. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so stuff like Costco, Walmart, Coca-Cola, Philip Morris. Remember, we've been talking about Philip Morris and how it just kind of ignores what the rest of the market's doing. Target's been kind of hit pretty consistently, but a lot of these places are names. These are the things that people fall back on when they're like, hey, where's the trusted name? And you can see it, right? Costco. Let's go look at Costco and bring that to the front of the classroom. Right, Costco is if for those who don't know, it might live under a rock. Costco is where great things just get better, right? If you like ketchup, you can get 4 or 5 mega things of ketchup for super cheap. You pay a yearly subscription of it. I don't know what it is right now. Last time I checked, it was like $60, and you get to buy it in bulk, almost like a wholesaler. And but it's for the average Joe. So the average Joe can become a wholesaler. As you can see, massive uptrend, pull back for 4 weeks, but you're getting back above the 21, back above the 8 period moving average on the weekly. Very, very powerful. So on the weekly, they're getting above those levels. I kind of look at strategically from the weekly perspective. Most people look at the daily. The daily can be, you don't know if something like this is setting up for a new fall on the daily, or if something like this is just setting up for a bounce. It's just better to go to a higher time frame. So yeah, Costco is a major one. Look at Coca-Cola here. Why is this rotating? Because people are like, hey, in the trade war, U.S. companies and where people buy, it's going to be super particular. Coca-Cola doing just fine there, name brand. Took a nasty little dip, but currently is at a 3 ATR, so something to watch out for there. Yeah, Procter and Gamble, not doing too bad in the staples, and you've got Philip Morris, bringing that to the front of the classroom, well above 3 ATR. So to the point, right? You're watching consumer staples XLP absolutely crush it to the upside here with the bad news, right? You can also look at the SPY. If one sector is doing extremely well, what's the rest of the SPY doing? It's really to the downside. Nice pop in consumer staples doesn't hurt because that factors into it a little bit. But getting to that level, not even really getting to that 550 level, 34, which is prospectively the same, not even getting close to that. So there's a little bit more, what seems to be a little bit more relative strength in the Qs currently. So if you're going to take a short, the smart money play is to short the SPY because of weakness. Already washing that outsized candle to the upside. See that? This outsized candle right here getting washed to the downside and failing. That would have been your trade, right? If you're looking at both screens. And hindsight is 2020, so I apologize for that. But we've been bouncing around stuff, kind of taking a peek. You also notice, right, the VIX is up to 26. So some people sleep on the VIX, but when you know that there's fear in the market and you don't know where that fear is going to land, just like you don't know what sector it's going to land, right? If you know there's fear in the market, the VIX is just a good indicator, like, hey, there's going to be volatility. Maybe we could put on a straddle, maybe we could put on a butterfly, something on the VIX. It's going to be in this range. You might have a good target of 25 to 20 and nail it and be just fine, right? Good VIX trade. As some people like to call it, the FIA indicator of the market, right? But we're loving this. It's like, our charter got up there. We got to roll it. And there's plenty of buying opportunities. You roll it, and, most good thing we took some profits off. It's already reeling to the downside pretty heavy, 50% to initial open. So making the decision works. Could have probably took it off, but we're just going to wait and see. Keeping the original stop, rolling it, and see if we can hold on for more. Taking a lot of juice off the table there. Let's go look at the ASML again. See how it's reacting at the lows there. Hover around the lows, maybe we get a break there. It's testing it. If we start just putting our market orders to the side, expect a break there. In play, I think it's 6J, 6E, 6B, right? Europe is losing its mind. The euro, the pound, and the yen. We took a look at the 6J. I think the 6J actually led that. And Japan's been at like zero interest rates for like forever. Yeah, look at that. Absolutely massive move there for 6J. Almost pushing from the 8 all the way up to 3 ATR. Just insane. Yeah, that's insane there. So shout out to them. Very volatile day, man. This day might go down in history. Um, the day that they say it's Freedom Day, and then the market plunges, 3%. The biggest has been in a hot minute, 3.5% currently in a single day. Is huge for SPY. So we're patient. We're in. We got the seatbelt locked in, adding cash and looking to be a buyer at 3 ATR. We're going to be a buyer at 3 ATR. That's really where we're looking. That's really where we're looking. Yep, just being patient. I do kind of expect if it's getting rejected here off that 360 level. Shout out to the mentors, man, giving us the hippo and kind of getting your mind prepared for what could be what's your game plan if then's right. That's the best way to kind of We're not taking active day trades, but we are mentally like, this is what we would do if we were sitting in front of the computer. We made a hippo. The hippo seems to be working right. We'd get that break below the low of that green, stop out here above the high there. We would take some heat, but essentially, we would want, you see that blowout candle right there, where you see buyer step in and get kind of flushed. Be looking to take some off right there, VWAP anyway, for a nice little a scalp trade there. Very, very nice scalp trade there. It worked out pretty good. Hull has gone red now. Um, there's some effort right from the buyers, man. They're trying to hold before they get to this 454 level. But this level right here, 460, getting broken and then tested in the overnight session, almost is a death sentence. So now this is really a double top. Get some coffee here. Again, SPY is the relative weaker of the two. Not even really getting to that level of 550, way below that. So there's massive divergence there. Massive divergence there, which inclines me to believe that the Qs will kind of sell off and match off. Slight divergence, ever so slight via price action. You just SPY catches up to the Q, or the Q drops down to said SPY. We'll see. Nice little rally coming in for the Q, man. Trying to get so breaking this level though, and that sharp V. I don't know. Yeah, we're just watching here, seeing if it gets rejected again. The hull is still red. The hull is still red. Hull being this little line in the middle there. This hull indicator. We'll close the 0DTE, and we'll also bring in the ETF hot list. Nothing on that scanner right now, so no worries there. New kids, anything? Yeah, gold and silver makes sense. Um, yeah, I was kind of surprised to see a 2% drop in gold, but I wasn't surprised to see a drop though a little bit because you're at highs. This isn't a reaction to the market. This is you're at 3 ATR. You peekabooed above 3,000, right? Breaking that $3,000 mark. So $3,000 could be like the new floor, right? And actually, it did. Come on, it did break above and test. It broke above with a slight pullback, ever so slight, and then when people were just itching for a pullback there, didn't even get that major pullback, and it stayed at 3 ATR. So silver doing kind of the same thing at highs, but a lot more rejection in the silver market there. A lot more rejection. It was at highs and it wham, pretty massive. That's in a day. That's today, right? Silver, well, man. So if you're looking to be a buyer in silver, this is a very fat red candle there. And you could potentially go out and get some today, either here in the futures market, or you can go out to your local dealer and silver dropped $32 today, or dropped two, excuse me, dropped 7% today, I could definitely see that working its way back up real shortly. But gold uh, dropping almost 2% in correlation with the market. So there you go. Super Staples though is got the W right now. Let's see what other factors. We probably already know what XLK, XLC are doing. We can bring XLE to the front of the classroom and then XLRE to the front of the classroom. So energy not looking. Ooh, yeah, 4% drop. Oh, that major gap. Excuse me. Yeah, major gap. I did put a study alert there. I don't know. I don't know what happened, but yeah, long major gap. We could look for it to try to fill that gap, but it doesn't look like it. It gap below this major level here at 911, 9011, excuse me, 9011, and really or 9005. Broke below, tested, and it's already starting to get rejected. So we could definitely see a major red day today. Probably want to go down in the history books. The day after the External Revenue Service launches, the world was just like, no, we're good. Let's see. The markets have spoken. XL, we already know what XLC, XLK are doing. XLF, we'll see what financials are doing. Same deal, absolutely getting real. It kind of makes sense. U.S. market, U.S. financing. Let's go look at some of the outliers in that area. SoFi, not immune, not immune. So all you SoFi guys, it did kind of take a little hit, not too bad though, relatively speaking. But it looks like the overall cues, right? Massive sell off, nice rally into the moving average, sell off, double bottom here. So watching that. Let's go look at some bigger boys in there. Bank of America, same deal. Oof, brutal Bank of America, brutal. If you're looking to buy any of the financials, you're at 3 ATR right now, right? You got Bank of America right at 3 ATR right now, at a level, a key level there. So if you look historically, bouncing off 3 ATR, pretty sound. Little close bounce right there, slight bounce there, bounce there, bounce there, bounce there. So 3 ATR for us has been kind of the sweet spot to kind of buy things. Same thing, bounce there. Major breakthrough. I think it was COVID, probably COVID. Yeah, probably COVID. When it gets down to that 3 ATR mark, historically does tend to kind of either ride that line or pull back pretty heavy. You can almost say reversion to the mean. If we were going to come in and trade this, ideally we would say, okay, you cross back above this level. There's our risk to reward defined there. Obviously stop out below the low of all the lowest seller here. So if next day it puts in a low and it starts trading above, boom, we could look for a reversion to the mean. Nice contract there, and keep moving. But this is uncharted territory. No one I certainly didn't see this gap to be this heavy. The market summarily rejected, especially after the day we had yesterday, was insane, right? Nice little gap fill there, but then market was just like, nope, we're actually launching tariffs on the entire world. Um, we're gonna take some heat. The rest of the world, clearly, 6J, 6C, 6B, the euro, the pound, and the yen screaming to the upside. Even gold and silver screaming to the downside. So no havens as of right now, except for staples. Staples, who knew? Consumer staples. They know you're going to go to Costco and spend money. They know that. They know that's where the money's going because you have to. You have to spend that money, and that's where you're going to get taxed. So I believe it's the CPI reports already saying people are pretty taxed, and companies are saying we can't absorb higher costs. We can't absorb the consumer can't absorb higher prices. The data is screaming that. So hopefully the investments in industrials, let's go XLI, upticks. But it's gonna probably take some years before those gains are realized, right? Those investments are realized. So yeah, not looking too shabby. XLV, look at some healthcare there. Healthcare, Interesting. Interesting. Look at that. Healthcare could be a safe haven. Could be a safe haven. Right when you're looking and everything's bad, just take the lesser of all the bads, and you probably do good as you can do. But yeah, healthcare, not really just a downside look. Um, so yeah, you could go some healthcare. We can look some Johnson. It was mentioned in the news or in Trump's address with launching the External Revenue Service. As you can see, it's one of the ones that was hit on April 1st. So, but seeing a nice punch to the upside here, gap up, believe it or not. Probably that shout out from the president doesn't hurt a company like Johnson and Johnson. You also get Eli Lilly. Got a shout out from Mr. President, but they are slightly down, not too crazy. I actually got to see a little bit of a gap up before it started pulling down. So shout out to Eli Lilly. Just to name a few companies that are looking to invest. TSM also got a shout out from the president. Didn't help. So the only one who got any help, I think, was Johnson and Johnson. Um, Maybe making baby products, I guess, makes you America's company. I don't care where you go. Johnson, making baby products. People are like, oh yeah, they seem safe, right? Good stuff. All right. So there's not too much else really tracking. Oh, probably should look at XLRE. See how real estate took this slap in the face here. Yeah, that little test is getting pushed back down to VWAP, getting rejected there. Now I'm expecting it was to get rejected down to here. So we'll just see if that just develops that way, right? But could have took a scalp trade down to VWAP. Nothing crazy. Um, where do I want to go next? Oh, XLRE. That's right. Ooh, brutal. Real weakness in real estate. Real weakness in real estate. And there's a squeeze on the board. Especially if you look at, okay, you got the setup candle here. These guys are getting watched. That's what's going on. So they got the green, they got peekabooed, and then now you're getting really rejected here. It probably will get down to the 40s. 40 $40.76 more than likely. It has tested that multiple times before on the up and the downside support and resistance side of the equation. So major key level there, 40.75 for sure. Yeah, it's essentially just it's just jumping straight down after that test at 42.19. Just outside candle got washed, never really recovered. Real weakness in real estate. That is really real weakness and uh, rotation that you guys historically have seen in the near past there. So definitely could see it getting down to that major level if it doesn't get down there in the next half hour to an hour. Yeah, shout out to that. Now we can check the ones that we pretty much already know what's going on. There's your XLK, definitely selling off. XLC probably the same thing. Yeah. So no surprise there. Selling off, broke pivot low though. That's unique. Yeah, broke pivot low. So we can potentially see if XLC in the communication, you got stuff like Fed, Mace, Meta there. Yeah, insane gap lower for Meta. Could be 3 ATR. Where are we at? Nope, not even close. So downtrend for Meta. Everyone that was standing on that podium is feeling it today. Let's see. So we can go look at Tesla as well. These are going to be some of the ones you're going to want to pick up when we start hitting that 3 ATR level. Put your alerts, set your alerts. Go ahead and put it down here. We get below that level. Punch the button. Right. Not too bad of a drop there. Not too bad. Not too bad of a drop there. Interesting. You would think with all the rah-rah that this would actually sell off. It did not. It did not sell off as considerably as the other ones. Yes, it's down. It says 5%, but relative to price action, this is a normal swing for Tesla. It has 5% moves all the time, right? It's freaking Tesla. Yeah, so that's the narrative today, boys and girls. The narrative today is hey man, hang on to your butts. Hang on to your butts. It is going to be a wild year. But historically, after tariffs, right, when you institute tariffs, the market does this choppy and sell off thing. Of course, if you go to economic war against the whole world, you're gonna feel it. There's gonna be some pain. And when do you buy? When there's blood in the streets. When you buy, there's blood in the streets. Using your technical knowledge and as well as a political catalyst, this is an opportunity for you to even make money on the downside as well as take the buy for the reverse. So watch out for those opportunities. Switch your mindset. We're not in Kansas anymore. You're not going to be seeing a lot of this. You're going to be some of this. Shorting the rips. Short the rips. Buy the dips on the upside. Short the rips to the downside. These rips, just trading it the other way. And if you need help seeing the market that way, this is something for you, a little nugget. Put a negative sign in front of it, and it flips the chart. So if you need help, if you're one of those people that just cannot get it, like they just cannot like see things that way, flip the chart, put a negative sign in front of it, and it'll allow you to see the market on this pullback like that as a buying opportunity. Oh, this is a buy opportunity, right? Because I'm used to buying in a green environment. Well, do that, and then you can actually switch to daily. It'll be the same thing. You see all these red candles turn to green candles, and you might see a setup candle that's red instead of green, and you take the buy, right? It just helps you, just helps you. But don't, be mindful of what you're doing when you go to the trade tab, right? Know that you're taking the sell there. So that's all we got for you guys today. MC Fire here. Thank you for tapping in with us, and we'll be reaching out soon. Have a good day, and goodbye.